Chuggalos, welcome to day 13 of the Brew Crew Podcast Advent Calendar 2022. And today we are going to be featuring Jolly Pumpkin Kiviuq, which is a wild fruited Saison. I'm excited for this. I actually just got done working out. And what's better after a solid workout? Obviously a shower so you don't smell like ass. But 2, a beer. So I'm just going to go with the crack. 3, 2, 1. The stats on this one, it comes in a 16-ounce pint can, which is awesome. We've had a great run of pint cans. I can't say a great run of beer. And then this rings in at a 5.6%. I'm trying to keep it to 1 beer a day because she got lively there in the last week. And the thing I was thinking about when I was doing this, I was like, I didn't have to coordinate. Sometimes it's nice where you're like, I'm just going to go down to the dungeon and I'm just going to record this. Was day 4. So I had a great run with Mikey and Ryan and Michelle and JT yesterday for our Mothership episode, our last Mothership episode for a while that we will be in person. Sorry about the dead air there. Wow, that is fantastically sour. The nice thing about this is with sour beers, if you're a long-term Chuggalo, or even if you're a new one, I like to take in more of it right away because my palate is craving that sour, and it wants all that liquid in it, which just wants all of that deliciousness in my mouth. The other good thing is 2 people already have their 13th day episode up. Kason just sent me a review on their day 14. They're a day ahead. They're doing it their own way. And then Chuggalos Stev, our thoughts are with you, Chuggalos Stev, as Chuggalos Stev prepped these and make sure that they would be available to you, the Chuggalo community. So the nice thing about this, as I was thinking about this, I was really looking forward because I knew that this was going to be my only beer of the day. And 23 years of having a cell phone, actually 22. For the first time ever, I broke my cell phone. Oh, goodness. You can see it a little bit. God, what a bummer. So I was like, man, I just can't wait to drink a beer today. So story goes, I get home, I put my planner, and I put this on the hood of my car, just like this, and it slid off, and I'm taking out the recycling, not a problem, come back, take the rollarized container to the street like everyone does that listens to this, and all of a sudden I heard a large boom, and I went like this into the garage, and this was face down on the garage. I was like, oh, please no, please no. So that's a $260 mistake to fix the phone because I have no problem using a couple-year-old phone. I'll dox myself. That's a Samsung S20. I was perfectly happy with it. And when Sprint took over or got taken over by T-Mobile, they screwed up, sent me a phone. Anyways, they felt bad about it, so they gave me like 9 months of free billing. And then I just went and bought a like new or excellent condition phone. And that was perfectly fine for the last 14 months. I was able to finally use it up at the cabin during hunting. No problem. I was able to use 5G service up there. So anyways, and check into all those delicious beers that Chuggalo Seth and Chuggalo Mikey brought. So, and Chuggalo Ryan for the beer gathering. This is delicious. I want to ruminate on Chuggalo Mikey's episode from last night. He had OBS up, and he had what I should be doing for these episodes. He had multiple blocks, like what he was talking to. So like when JT and I do Skype episodes, like I do a lot of screen sharing, he does a lot of screen sharing, and it works really well. Mikey has these windows already up. And I'm like, man, that's fantastic. And if the long-term Chuggalo listeners, our first drink along that we did was a complete failure. But the second drink along that we did was awesome because it was Cobra, JT, and myself, and we were able to simulcast. But the software that Mikey used was OBS. And I, at that time, on that computer build, I had OBS. It's not very intuitive, but he figured out. He's much smarter, much better with computers than I am and ever will be. So hopefully, maybe I should start fiddling around with that here in the next couple of days and see. Because there's going to be more episodes like this, I anticipate, where it's just me talking into a camera, not having Chuggalo Michelle says I need the ring camera or something to throw light on my face. I think blue, I look good in blue. I might change the color a little bit. But anyways, that's what's going on, snapshot in my life. This is quite the good beer. You can find out more from Jolly Pumpkin and I don't even know where they were. I just brought it up on the website and was going to talk about it when I got there. So let's go to About, History. Chief Brewmaster and Chief Squeegee Operator. That's awesome. You don't take yourself too seriously. Where is Jolly Pumpkin from? Oak-aged Michigan wild beer. That makes sense that they're wild beer. So like wild ales, you think like that spontaneously fermented type beers. Again, this is a wild fruited Saison. It's blackberry and lime. I didn't go over that. Blackberry, always welcomed in beer. Lime, always welcomed. It's tough to do by itself. I think it's a compliment. Eat at Jolly Beer. Holy buckets. All Jolly Pumpkin locations. Jolly and Dexter, Detroit, Royal Oak, Traverse City, Grand Rapids, Ann Arbor, Dearborn, and East Lansing. So obviously all Michigan locations. Sorry about the focus in and out. My 920 just seems to be having a fantastic problem with that. But so anyways, Ron Jeffries is the chief brewmaster. He brewed in Dexter. Ron's goal is worldwide recognition as a brewer and creator of beers of outstanding art and grace. He is a philosopher of all things beery and an outspoken advocate of the slower, finer life. He's been started brewing science in 1991-ish. I like that. And then began professionally brewing in 1995. I believe we can say that's an OG in the brewery world. Just probably after like Larry Bell. Bell's been around a bit longer, and now since he sold out, I don't know too much about Michigan brew history, but I would guess that he's one of the grandfathers that's still in the game, if you will, in the Michigan beer scene. And Ron was finally able to open the brewery Jolly Pumpkin. This is the first time I've heard of them, but he opened them in 2004. Running Jolly Pumpkin, now Ron practices the art of Hawaiian time full time. So that just means like taking things easy, or as they call it, island time. You say that you're going to meet somebody at 7 o'clock, and you don't get there till like 8, 9, or 10 o'clock. I know a couple people like that in my life, and they know who they are. Again, longer draws on this to really take in what it is. I like the sour. I like the blackberry, the lime. That citrus is ever present. I think everything is balanced here quite well. It's a lot more sour than I expected, but I will never complain on that because that's what this is. That's what this is supposed to be. So wild fruited Saison. Saison to me is always a much more subtle approach to whatever process you're doing. This to me isn't a Saison in that respect. Listen to Chuggalos Spill, because I'm sure that he will go into a delightful description of what a Saison truly means. But to me, when I'm getting a Saison or like a farmhouse or something like that, it's subtle undertones that carry it, and it's not very known for its like alcohol content. It's going to be much lower. But again, as a reminder, this is a 5.6. Is this, Ryan taught me, is this pontoon crushable? This is definitely pontoon crushable. I would like to mix this up. I would put an IPA or something in between this, because this is not a palate wrecker. It's sour without being persistent. And I dig that in this, and then I would mix it up between beers. I don't know if I could do 5 or 6 of these in a row, being a pint can. It's a little more difficult, but I would like to mix this up with something, because it has a lot to offer. But wow, final score off the top rope. I'm going to give this a 4. I'm vacillating between 4.5 and 4.75. I'm going to give this a 4.5. I really like it. Jolly Pumpkin is now on my radar. This beer is definitely in my wheelhouse. A sour without being like the smoothie sour and having a chunk to it. I know Chuggalo Mikey, he's out right now based on his Untapped. He has a Tuesday routine that he does with a couple of guys up there. I'm interested to hear what other people are saying. I got a couple of episodes last night that I uploaded that I didn't have the opportunity to watch, so I got to get to that. But yeah, again, off the top rope, 4.5, and this is, again, Jolly Pumpkin Kiviuq Wild Fruited Saison. Enjoy if you see it. Recommend Hi-Bye if you're into sours. Blackberry, not all too common in sours, but could be more. Let's get some of those mango, passion fruit, tropical shit out of there, and let's replace it with homegrown fruits. But that's all I got for you. Cheers.